for a little bit?
They have a lot of good players. You know what I'm saying? Singling him out, he definitely is obviously an aggressive guy, knocks the line of scrimmage back. They got 10 starters back on defense. They're a very experienced team. I think they gave up 16 points a game. Somebody told me. I'm glad I didn't look that up earlier. You know what I'm saying? So the whole group is like that. Now, some of them are bigger and stronger, and they kind of play more of a bull rush and knock you back. Some of the guys are quick, kind of run around you, a little bit like that. But there's a lot of guys that really concern me. He would be one of them, though. Yeah.
The preseason, a lot of improved offensive line was kind of the theme. I mean, how much are you looking forward to seeing how they perform and what different that might look like?
Well, I see Sean Bailey sitting back there, so I hope he's ready to hear this. Then, no, I think what I know is when we won here before and I was here, we won because we were better up front. Now we had some good skill kids, there's no question about that, but we won up in the trenches. And that's the style of play Coach Houston's brought here. That's the style that this staff wants to do. We want to be able to wear people down, play a physical, hard-nosed game. And, our offensive line has been a very beaten-up, injured group. There's so many guys that have come here and they're out. They've lost their careers to injuries. We've kind of finally rebuilt that, I think, a little bit. We have some depth there. We've got maybe, 3 guys at each position that could roll in there, meaning at guard there's 3. So they might have to play both sides. We kind of have 2 in a spare. It's kind of like that at tackle, I think, going into the game. I think that's really important, especially early in the season. It's probably going to be hot. It's probably going to be a humid type game. I heard Coach Harrell referring to, you got to sub early. You got to make yourself do that a little bit. But I feel good about the line. You know what I'm saying? I think that they are going to be the guys that set the tempo for us. How they play is probably how we're going to play offensively.
Donnie, third year as OC here, a lot of returning talent for you. How much more comfortable are you going into the game day in year 3 in terms of you got your quarterback back, 2 running backs, the lineman, like you said, a couple of receivers? Does that help your comfort?
Well, when you get this close to the game, I don't know that I'm ever really comfortable. You start to get a little bit antsy. You kind of start to, anticipate. You're playing the game out in your mind. You're watching film. There was a point in there yesterday when Coach Shanklar said, you better turn that off. You start watching too much. It's just we need to do what we're doing. Just don't try to overanalyze this thing and let's go play. So as a coach, that's kind of what you do. Having Holton back, though, for the 3rd year, the meetings are much smoother. It's nice to have 2 returning running backs. So all that's good. There's still some new faces out there that we're really anxious to see how Ryan Jones is going to do. It's going to be a big emotional game for him. He's going back to his home city, Charlotte. We're playing at Bank of America Stadium. I'm sure if you grow up in Charlotte especially, that's got to be a dream to go play in that stadium. You're dreaming of doing that. So I hope we can get him settled down because I know he's going to be jacked up. I'd like to see Josiah Hatfield, who's been around, but I'd like to see get him going. I'm really anxious to see how he's going to do. Really anxious to see how Audie's going to do coming back now, kind of being a little bit more comfortable in this offense, and he's had a great preseason camp. So, the team was out there last night, and I could just tell that they were ready to just go play the game. You know what I'm saying? They're just tired of practicing. They're tired of hearing us talk. They're tired of hitting each other. They're just ready to go play. And now as coaches, you're thinking, are we ready? Are we ready? Because I see a mistake here. I see a mistake there. We're in there watching film this morning. But it's just time to go and find out what we're all about. The first game's not going to be the entire season. We have to keep reminding ourselves of that. But it sure is going to set the tempo for, what the state of mind is going to be.
Coach, we talked to Coach Houston about momentum. You guys put up over 50-plus your season finale against SMU. And he said that carried over into camp this year. Just how do you keep that going against Appalachian State with, again, like you said, so many guys back?
It's nice to have that. I think when you're in a positive state of mind, when you start to believe, that's been a big thing, I think, coming back here when the program was kind of at its lowest point maybe. But it was kind of like that when I came here in 2005 too. We were very fortunate in 2005 to play a team out here and win that first game. And we didn't play great. They just happened to be worse than we were at that time. But I think the kids balled in a little bit more because they believed. They kind of got the confidence that they could go win. You know, that's kind of been a big deal here, trying to get that going. Year one, we were not really ever ready to kind of get that momentum going and sustain it. Last season, ups, downs, but we did finish well, finished with 2 wins in a row right there. Played good offensively, you know, obviously in the last game. So we're trying to carry that over, but I just don't know that it does. You know, one year to the next year, I don't know that it does carry over. So you just got to go out there. And I think, you know, as the play caller, I just have to try to be careful to just realize, you know, it's 4 quarters of a game. You know, guy can go out there and throw the immaculate inning in the first inning and then get shelled the inning 2, though. You know what I'm saying? You can strike out and then you can hit a home run. And in football, sometimes we may get a quick score. Everybody wants to go score first. You know, we do. We scored first at Georgia State, and that's probably the worst day of my college coaching career. So that didn't work out. So I'm just focused on, you know, what you're doing, setting stuff up, what you're calling. If you're scoring, you try not to get too excited. If you're not scoring, you try not to panic too much. So you just have to kind of play the game out, and it's just got some ups and downs in it. And I hope we can come out and carry over that momentum, because that was as good a first half, I guess, against SMU as anybody could possibly play. I think we scored every time we had the ball, and didn't have much time left in the last one, so I think we kicked a field goal. We probably would have scored a touchdown every one of them. But I just don't know if that's got anything to do with it or not. You know what I'm saying? Different team. They're a veteran team. They're used to winning. You know what I'm saying? Like that, we're going to have to go in there and break their will. Our guys are going to really have to match them. And if we get ahead, I promise you they ain't quitting. If we get behind, we better not quit. You're like right here. It's kind of weird. You got to have a mic. I guess it's for the guys in the back.
That's right. You've been at App State, correct?
Yes, I have.
You know,
Yes, I have. I've got great memories of that mountain.
just, I guess, big picture, I mean, you probably understand the in-state factor. It's not like you're going up against Fresno State or Eastern Michigan or whatever. I mean, these are 2 programs that have similar aspirations. I mean, what kind of impact can that have for either team, and obviously for y'all to win the game?
You know, this is a fun game. I know it's a fun game probably for the fans, or I think it would be, because it's kind of east, you know, versus west a little bit. We're kind of meeting in the middle a little bit like that. I was at Appalachian State from, well, I'm not going to give you the years because that would give away my age way too much, but I was there for 7, I guess 8 years, and I know that mentality that they have that chip on their shoulder. We were like that when I was there. We started winning conference championships under Mac Brown and Sparky Woods, who I worked for there, and they have that mentality, and they preach that we get overlooked. We're, you know what I'm saying, but we're the best team in the state. And the last years, they've kind of proven they are the best program, you know, in the state win-loss wise. I know we've played them here before, and you know the one game we jumped off to a big lead, and then we were defending a throw into the end zone to win that game. So these guys have played in big environments. You know, they've beaten South Carolina, they beat North Carolina, they've beaten Michigan. When we were there, we beat ACC teams, we beat State, we beat Wake Forest, and all those type of things too. So yeah, they've got that culture that we're actually trying to build here, because we need that chip on our shoulder and go play like that too. So it's going to be a clash of 2 programs that are trying to establish themselves as the best program in the state.
Coach, how excited are you for that college football experience with the fans back, and how do you mitigate kind of that noise on offense? You know,
again, it's awesome. I love the game, the college game. I love all the pageantry, you know what I'm saying, from the cheerleaders, you know, to the tailgating and all that stuff. And I think it's what makes college football so good. But as this week I prepare, I really just block the noise out. You know what I'm saying? I can't let myself get caught up in, you know, all that type of excitement. Like I say, if you have a good play, you don't have time to think about anything but what's the down and distance, where's the field position, what hash is the ball on. You got to get the next play. The players can, you know, I think feel that energy. Last year was a weird year. You know what I'm saying? We're sitting in the press box before the first game. It felt like spring ball, felt like a Saturday scrimmage out there. There was a lot more on the line, obviously, than that, but that's what it felt like. So I think the pregame talks are going to even be more exciting. The warm-up will be exciting. Everybody's going to be jacked up. I usually just try to calm myself down a little bit, and I don't get into too much of the hype before the game. I let the players do that. What happens is the ball snapped, first hit, then everybody just kind of settles in, and that's kind of over. So I don't think you ever win a game on all the other part. I think it helps you in recruiting. I think it helps you get better players, you know what I'm saying? I think sometimes maybe the other team can get affected. When you play here in this stadium, I know talking to coaches on other staffs, they say, yeah, it can get to you a little bit, you know what I'm saying, playing in this environment, because this thing can get rocking pretty good. But neutral site, I don't know. I'm glad they're all back. I'm glad we're back doing that. I hope it will continue. Hope it doesn't change. But at this point, I'm not thinking a lot about that, though.
Coach, Rajay, do you script out, hey, this guy's going to get first series or third series, and then after that, is it kind of the game flow that dictates who plays?
Well, we are going to rotate both of them. Obviously, we see them as both starters. You know what I'm saying? We don't necessarily play them at the same time. We could. We have sets where they are in the game together, but we will rotate them, and we haven't really gotten down to the specifics of that. The game plan is pretty much finalized. We will work some things today. We work red zone. We work some goal line situations, and we review other situations. We go in and take some things out. We don't add anything really usually this late. We talk in terms of who we want to get the ball to, though, a lot, especially in third downs. You think more personnel than you do play. I don't think the play is nearly as important as who's running the play or who's getting the ball in the play. So we haven't really thought like, okay, we want him to get it 20 and him get it 21 or anything like that. We just know that we want both of them to have it a lot.